of the host and not those of Clear Channel Broadcasting licenses.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Eat and Critique Show with co-hosts Steve-O and Renee. Get ready to hear which South Florida restaurants serve the best seafood, Italian, Mexican, steak, or sushi. Who offers the best service, best portions, and atmosphere. Share your dining experiences with Steve-O and Renee each week while they share their dining experiences with you. Listen every week while Steve-O and Renee interview celebrity chefs, give away gift certificates to some of South Florida's finest restaurants, concert tickets, and share their top 10 cuisines. Steve-O has written for the food sections of such publications as Boca Raton News, Boca Life Magazine, Parklander Magazine, and the Jewish Journal. And he's no stranger to radio. Steve-O has written 2 cookbooks, one for adults and one for children. He's a graduate of the prestigious Cooper Clinic for Fitness and Nutrition, and he graduated from the Florida Culinary Institute. Renee was the head of one of the largest marketing firms in Florida. She's been the co-host of the Eat and Critique Show from its inception. Now let's get ready to call and share your dining experiences at 877-927-6969. Now here's restaurant critics Steve-O and Renee.
Good afternoon and welcome to another Eat and Critique brought to you by Madison's New York Grill and Bar.
Stop cracking over there. That's how you started the show today.
In Boca Raton. Hey, if you'd like to watch today's show, you can watch us live by going to www.theeatandcritiqueshow.com. For those of you who don't know, critique is spelled C-R-I-T-I-Q-U-E.
They could Google it. You can spell?
I'm doing my,
Let me see if you know how to spell it.
Spell check. Hey, I'm restaurant critic Steve-O, along with my beautiful, talkative
Always talking.
restaurant critic Renee.
What's happening?
Hi, honey. How you doing?
I'm good.
Okay. Well, we have...
I'm really good.
I know we have a crazy show today.
We do. I love crazy shows.
This is going to be, without a doubt, one of our best shows. The people we have on
Don't give
today,
us any Kanaharas.
How can I do that if I don't know what a Kanahara is? I can't give something I don't know what it is.
Okay, continue
Hey,
on.
today's show is brought to you by our good friends at Madison's New York Grill and Bar, who offers great lunches and dinners and an upscale fine dining atmosphere. That's all we have are upscale fine dining.
That's it.
We don't do Chili's, do we?
We don't.
Sometimes if they give us some money, we will.
No, we won't.
What if it's $1,000?
Nope.
1,000?
Nope.
Million?
Nope.
Okay.
$1 million? I love Chili's.
Give me some of that Chili's. Madison's.
Do they serve chili there?
I don't even know. Who cares? Madison has added 14 new items to their already great menu. Try my favorite, their baby back ribs, where the meat falls off the bone, jumps back on, and falls back off again.
The best.
And then you love the
Branzino.
Yes.
Yes. Love it.
Okay. Hey, make reservations at Madison's New York Grill and Bar. Call them at 561-994-0808. That's 561-994-0808. Madison New York Grill and Bar is one of Renee and my top 20 restaurants.
We love that place.
We love our
so
top 20
today,
restaurants.
yes, we do. Today we're going to be giving away a gift certificate to a restaurant, a huge gift certificate to a restaurant.
Huge.
Yes.
Under 10,000.
Don't try to top me over there. I'll knock you off your chair. Anyway, to a restaurant that we dined at last Friday night, Evo's Italian Restaurant in Jupiter. Love that place.
No, we love this place.
I just said that.
I know, but I had to give it a little hecking, a little...
You don't even know what that means.
I know. Sounds good, though.
And we're going to be talking about that in the second half. And also, if you own a fine dining restaurant and you'd like to come on the show to this craziness.
And just because you have lights and a menu and a freezer doesn't mean you're fine dining.
That's exactly it. You could call us at 954-336-3767. And we're going to be we're so excited to share our dining experience at Evo's.
Second half hour, we have
I'm excited.
chef owner,
Chef
Eric.
Executive Chef Eric.
Executive chef owner and everything.
Stop trying to top me today. It's going to get ugly here.
It already is.
And I didn't say get on top of me. I said top me.
Good thing you explained that.
Yeah.
Anyway, today's show, we have, you're not going to believe this, we have the people from Peter Luger's, the family. One of the
I
family.
am
Peter
really
Luger's
excited about this.
on our show, be calling in about 1:15.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about Peter Luger's, one of the finest steakhouse restaurants in the United States.
So let me ask you something.
How did we get them?
Did you tell them to send me a case of Peter Luger sauce?
Oh, I told
You
them-
know that's my favorite sauce, my favorite steak sauce.
I think I said
I eat that on everything: chicken, salad, fish, everything.
you really do.
I do.
I hope I didn't say barbecue sauce by mistake.
It's not barbecue sauce;
I
it's steak
know.
sauce, and the best, I have
It
to
is
say.
absolutely.
And it's hard to find. They sell it at Doris's and Publix, but it's hard for me to get.
Yeah, it is in Publix. Anyhow, and we've also got Chef George Patty calling on from our segment that we do with Meat Eatery
And
in
Tap
Boca
Room.
Raton. Yes.
I was just in the Casbah the other day. I saw Chef George.
We have a caller that just wants to say hi, which we like doing that. And we're like right up against the Meat Eatery segment. Should we take it?
We could always cut them. I'll
Okay.
shut the mics down.
Okay, John, give us
Okay,
Mark.
who do we have?
Hey, Mark.
How you doing, guys?
How you doing,
How
guys?
you doing?
I love
What's
it.
happening, Mark? Mark wants his own segment.
Yeah, I want my own segment. You're right.
What's happening? What do you want to discuss today?
No, wait, Mark, hold
Peter
on.
Luger's. It better be good, Mark. Otherwise, I'm going to have to shut you down.
No, it's the best in the country.
Isn't it?
I go into New York 4 times a year just to eat there.
Wow.
The best place.
But
Yep.
Listen, you got to eat in the Brooklyn place.
No, I like the Great Neck one.
Nah.
Yeah.
So listen, we
Listen,
have,
don't forget I could shut you down. You never want to argue with somebody that has the mic.
Now, Peter Luger got to be the best.
well, we have one of the family members on, one of the Burnsons on today, and he is from the
One of the
Brooklyn
owners, yes.
Yeah, he is from the Brooklyn location.
I used to go to the one in Great Neck, though.
Did you?
Renee,
I
that's
remember
not on our
you from North
script.
Boulevard.
On Northern Boulevard, that's right.
That's right.
By Leonard's, remember that?
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
go to Santos in Boca.
Santos, that's the kind of the fine dining, the
A buffet.
buffet. Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to.
They just opened a new location on Federal Highway in Boca.
Is it good?
It's excellent.
It's very good. I'm not big on buffets, but it happens to be very good.
Yeah, actually, their stuff is pretty fresh. Which
Anyway.
we were pretty
Renee,
surprised.
I'm going to Renee's favorite place.
What's my
Which
favorite
one?
place? What?
3 G's. I'm bringing a cane over.
Oh, 3 G's. Okay. You got to go to 2 J's, though.
2 G's. I don't.
Don't say nothing bad.
I know, I can't. It's just-
They're one of our sponsors, and I love them.
all right.
Hey, bro, listen.
3
What
G's.
you're gonna love the second half of the show. We have the owner chef on today from Evo's Italian Restaurant in Jupiter.
You have to try this restaurant,
Oh
Mark.
my God,
You will
are gonna-
love it.
You're a food connoisseur.
I got Tom.
What's that?
Comped. Okay. Goodbye, Mark. Have a good weekend. It was nice talking to you. Enjoy 3 G's. Have a good day.
All
Bye,
right.
Mark.
I'll
Thanks
see
for
you
calling, bro.
next week.
Oh, wait, almost shut me off. I was going to shut all the mics off.
Listen, Mark is a food connoisseur. You know, he's from Long Island.
No, he's from Brooklyn, I think.
Yeah, but he told me him and his wife used to go into restaurants and tell him they were
Fake,
restaurant
yeah, fake
critics.
food
Well, they didn't
critics,
say
yeah.
they were. Yes, he's bragging to me. Mark, you're.
Those are the calls you're letting through on our show.
Hey, we're waiting. We're still waiting on Chef George to call in. He's supposed to be calling in with his father today.
And I have to tell you, I was in the kitchen. I
You were
stopped by
yesterday.
the restaurant. No, Friday, I was there. And as soon as I walked in, you know, he's doing a whole thing about pastrami.
Oh,
and I
that's right.
walked into, he said, come into the kitchen. There was a huge pastrami in there. I smelt it as soon as I stepped in there.
Would you step on it?
No, I didn't step on it. I'm going to step on your head. I didn't step on the pastrami.
Sound like something your dog would do.
And they were
I went in
making-
there, I smelled it, and I stepped in it.
It's all over my shoes.
I'll bet you their
I'm going to
pastrami.
wipe it all over your shirt.
I'll bet you their pastrami
It
is
smelled wonderful. It really did.
out of this world. It's, what's so cool about the Meat Eatery is it's an eclectic restaurant. Chef George is a genius. The things that he does every week.
The
and-
types of items that are on the menu.
Exactly. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They are right there. They're just north of Meisner on Federal Expressway.
Federal Expressway.
Federal.
Where are you going?
I'm in Dallas. That was
There's
Dallas.
no expressway.
Federal
Highway.
Yeah. I was like in Dallas there for a minute.
I don't know where you're at today.
Max, my Cowboys.
Stay with
lost.
me. Stay with me over here.
Okay, I was Max, my Cowboys lost. Anyway, we have. Oh, I got to tell you. Speaking of 2J's, just because the holiday season is over doesn't mean it's over for 2J's. This is the time they do all kind of party platters, and we order from them.
Yes.
We love their
We've
platters.
had the meat platters, the
the
dessert,
cheese platters,
the lox
Oh.
platters. I love that. The lox is the salmon,
and the
whitefish.
sandwich
Yes.
sandwiches. Out of
What
this
did you say?
world.
The sandwich sandwiches?
The sandwich platters.
Oh, you said no. You said the sandwich sandwiches.
Am I on drugs today?
I think so. Are you sharing?
Anyway, and 2J's also has in their menu under 500 calories, and there's some really great
The
choices.
lighter side, yes.
Unbelievable.
Which I've actually
Now,
tasted.
Speaking of the lighter side, for our party, we had the chocolate banana cream cake.
Was that to die for?
There was none left.
I know. Everybody loved that
It
cake.
was so good. And their deli sandwiches. See, I love their fresh rye bread. And I get the lean shaved corned beef with Swiss cheese and mustard. And sometimes I even cheat and tell them to put their latkes in
You
there.
always cheat.
Okay, so I always cheat and
And
tell
you get
them.
the latkes.
Oh, God, I love their latkes. Anyhow, 2J's, whether it's an anniversary, a bar mitzvah, or whatever the occasion is, 2J's will always come through for you.
And they deliver.
We get so many emails telling us people that they got our order right. It was on time. The food was great. The people who came to our party. We even had a guy had 25 people, a business meeting, and they got bagels and lox and cream cheese.
I told you the best platters.
You always know because when there's nothing left on the platter, it must have been 2J's. So listen, you must have a 2J's close to you because when you go to their website, www.2j's, it's TOOJAYS.com for the location nearest you. Listen, they've been in business since 1981.
Forever. They have
They're an
been.
institution in South Florida. Always do not forget to save room for their scrumptious desserts.
Brownies.
You can't
The
go by
best
there
brownies,
without them.
yes.
Anyhow, tell them that Steve-O and Renee sent you.
Okay, so you want to talk about the 10 new restaurants by New Times? Are these supposed to be like the 10 best restaurants by New Times?
That's what they say.
Okay. What
We
do we
don't-
s- What do
we
we
don't
say?
always
What do
match
we
up.
say?
We don't always match up. Yeah.
Okay, so the first one they mentioned is Casa Tequila. Stay with me over here.
Well,
Focus. Okay, but focus on me, not the board.
You know
Hello.
what? Let's say
I'm putting blinders on
no,
you.
no. Let's say
No.
No. Let's say
Like a
this.
horse, I'm going to put blinders on you.
We're gonna say
You're used to that from Dallas. They do sell those here.
Okay, we're gonna save this because we have a phone call.
Okay. So who do we have, Chef George?
Nope.
Who do we have?
Try again.
What is this, a guessing game?
It is.
Okay.
No, we have on the line. This just made my day when David told me, David from Peter Luger's told me that he would come on our show. I'm sorry?
I think they're through already.
David!
Hello.
Hi, buddy.
Hi. Good afternoon, David. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Is this your day off, bro?
No, I'm actually working.
Oh,
They-
I'm in the restaurant now.
oh
They
my
always
gosh.
work over there.
I know.
It's the best restaurant ever, I have to say.
Man, you missed one of our callers just called up. Definitely is from New York and said it is the best steak I've ever had in my entire life. We actually go back to New York 4 times a year just for
to eat
Peter
there.
Luger's.
But I have to say something because obviously you could tell I'm from New York, right? Just a little accent over here. I grew up right next to Great Neck, so I used to go to the location on Northern Boulevard in Great Neck all the time with my family.
Right.
I-
It's very different.
From the Brooklyn one?
In terms of ambiance, the food is the exact same, but the ambiance is slightly different.
Well, you know something? I still buy. I'm living down here 20 years. I still buy the Peter Luger sauce.
Yeah, it's a popular product.
Hey,
Love it.
before we go any further, hey, say hello, David. Say hello to chef owner Eric. He's got the Evo Italian restaurant in Jupiter. Say hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
So tell us a little bit of background on Peter Luger's.
Sure. So Peter Luger was opened in 1887 by Peter Luger, and my family bought it in 1950 when Peter Luger's children put it up for auction. And my great-grandfather, Saul Foreman, had a metal factory right across the street. And the story goes that every day for lunch, he would come to Peter Luger and have a steak and a martini. So he knew nothing about the restaurant industry, but then when it went up for auction in 1950, he was one of the only ones to show up, and he bought it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky man.
Lucky man, very smart man.
Yes.
So this was your great-great-grandfather?
My great-grandfather, my
Great-grandfather.
grandmother's father.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
So
And my great-grandmother, who was a teacher at the time, she quit her job, and they both hired somebody from the USDA, who used to work from the USDA, to teach them how to pick the best meat possible.
This was Martha, right?
Marsha. Yeah,
Martha.
Marsha.
Oh,
Marsha.
Okay.
don't worry, David. He never knows my name either.
Okay, so that was Saul and Marsha Foreman. And now, currently, I am the fourth generation.
Wow. So you have two locations. Tell everybody about those two locations and where they are.
So we have one location in Gray Neck, Long Island, as you mentioned, on Northern Boulevard. And then our other restaurant, which is, I would say, the more popular one, is in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, right over the Williamsburg Bridge on 185 Broadway.
Wow.
And so my great-grandfather's metal factory, which used to be across the street, we now turned into our offices. Part of it is our offices for the restaurant.
So when are you going to open down here?
Yeah, might as well.
I have to fly in to dine there.
It's always a discussion on when do you expand, where do you expand to. And I think one of the things that we're very hands-on in the way we run the restaurant. A family member will pick every single piece of steak that's eaten. We're the only ones with the real insider knowledge, so to speak. So we like being really on top of things. And I think once you expand, you start to slowly lose quality control. That's not to say that we're against it, but it's just something that I think you really have to think carefully of. Although now everyone is expanding at such a quick rate that who knows. So
Well, South Florida would be perfect for you. I'll give you Palm Beach is perfect.
Palm Beach,
Just a few suggestions.
South Beach.
South Beach would be good too. I'll travel down there.
Absolutely.
So how far out do your reservations go? Because I know it takes a long time to wait to get into this restaurant.
Right. So it depending on the party size, could be anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, I would say.
Oh, gosh.
We
Wow.
try to encourage people to come for lunch. It's generally a little bit slower. You can get a hamburger as well, which we just got voted as the best hamburger in New York. By
Of course
the
you did.
Zagat survey. And it's very affordable. Everyone's making very expensive hamburgers now, yet ours is still just under $15. So.
Wow.
Yeah, we have people who serve burgers that are gourmet burgers that are $20, $21, $22.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy
Yeah.
how expensive hamburgers have gone.
So tell everybody what makes Peter Luger's the finest steakhouse in the world, I would say.
We won't cut any corners. We're spending the most money for the best beef possible. It's all really thoroughly checked by us. We pick out, as I mentioned a little earlier, we really pick each selection selection of meat, each piece. Whether we go to a distributor or we go to or they ship it to us, we're looking at everything that's coming in. So we really like to keep a very hands-on approach. And then I think another one of the secrets is the aging, which I can't divulge, but we age
Especially on the air.
especially on there.
Right. You can tell me in private. I'll give you my cell number.
So yeah, our aging we do on premises, and it's a undisclosed amount of time. And then once it gets through that stage, there's really not many secrets to it. We have our in-house butcher. He breaks down the meat into the porterhouse, which is the steak we're known for. And just on one side of the porterhouse, you have the filet mignon, and the other, you have the strip. And once it's cut and broken down, it goes up to the kitchen, and they will fire the steak. They'll slice it. All of our steak comes pre-sliced in these
Oh, they cut it up for you.
somewhat thick strips. We put a little butter on the platter, and then the waiters will bring out the platter sizzling along with their steak.
Fabulous. I love it. I love that restaurant. It's been a long time since I dined there.
Now, you have on your website, people can actually order your meat. You have your butcher shop, which you call on your website, as well as your sauce.
Yeah, so one of the things my cousin is totally responsible for, she has really gotten our sauce in supermarkets across the country, as well as the dry-aged beef that you can now order online. So it makes for a great gift, birthdays.
It does. Okay, for Christmas, that's what I want. I want a case of Peter Luger sauce. I love your sauce. They have it in Publix here.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually don't like putting the steak sauce on the steak. I think it's much better on like a chicken or.
David, I put it on everything. Even peanut butter. I put it on chicken, fish. Even if you cut up like tomatoes and onions and you pour that on top.
Yeah, that's our famous appetizer, the tomato and onion.
I know, I'm copying you. I love it.
That with our bacon is a home run.
Ooh, bacon. I have to do that too.
Now, tell everybody your website address, because they can, like I said, they can order your steak sauce, they can order your beef, and you even actually have, you can actually order T-shirts and cutting boards and knives.
Yeah, we try to cater to the customers. So anything we've gotten requests for, we try to have something available. The website is peterluger.com, I believe. That's Luger. And we'll gift certificates, whatever it is that might appeal to whoever's listening, they're more than welcome to take a look at.
Can they call also, David, or is it just through the website?
They can call our office.
And place an order over the phone?
I don't believe they can order the steak over the phone. I believe they can order sauce over the phone. But I think it's much easier personally to do it through the internet.
Okay.
But I'd be happy to give you guys the office number.
I love that, yes.
You should take it. In case I can't find it in Publix, they run out.
So our office can be reached Monday through Fridays between 9 and 5 at 718-387-0500.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
You want to ask? Chef Eric would like to ask you a question.
Hey, David, how are you?
Pleasure. How are you?
Very good. Actually, I am a New York bred and born, and I'm now down here in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I made my career actually in Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Long Island. And my family actually is in the meat distributing business.
Okay.
Tommy Perrotta from Fort Meat.
Yeah, of course.
And he always holds his party for the night before Thanksgiving.
Right before Thanksgiving. every
Yes.
year,
Small world, yeah.
I told him I was coming on the show and that you were calling in, so he just wanted me to tell you to say hello.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
And-
because every year, the day before Thanksgiving, I think for 30 or so years.
For
is that-
40 years.
That's
For
crazy.
For
Wow.
40 years, he's come every Thanksgiving Eve.
I think we should fly in and do it with them.
And I had a long conversation with him just yesterday, telling him I was coming on the show today. And his exact words were exactly what you just said about Peter Luger's, that everything along the way is the best upon the best upon the best. And he said every other steakhouse has formatted after Peter Luger's.
Wow.
So I guess we
It's a
are
huge
on the
compliment.
phone with steakhouse royalty.
Yes, I agree.
So it's an honor to talk to you, David.
Thank you. It's one of the things, though, that I kind of admire about the restaurant. I think it's like we take these simplistic items and we just simple deliciousness, I think, is the term my great grandfather.
like that.
Very good.
I like that.
There's nothing.
Saul was
but
very
can I
smart.
tell you something? There's nothing simple about their restaurant, though.
Hey, David, can you imagine, just like in our audience right now, all the people who have some kind of memory that they had at Peter Luger's? I mean, that's just,
I have memories from Peter Luger's.
Me too.
Yeah.
you guys are
That's
just,
the thing. When we have customers come in, I frequently hear, "Oh, we were here. We were at this table last time for so and so's birthday," or a lot of. And I think that's kind of one of the great things about food and restaurants is the nostalgia it gives you, and like the places it takes you to. And I think people associate celebrations and anniversaries and birthdays with us. I think it's one of the very nice things. We have waiters who have been here for 50 years, and they still get very excited about saying happy birthday.
50 years?
50 years.
They can still lift a tray?
He's been here 51 years, actually.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
well, it's just Peter Luger's is such an American institution.
It
I mean,
really
it's like
is.
there's not too many restaurants you can say that about. Hey, bro, listen, it has been so great
been a
having you
pleasure
on
to
today.
have you
and,
on today.
And we want to have you back again sometime, but it's just been a pleasure having you on with us today.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it speaking with you guys.
Go to Peter Luger's website, www.
I'm in. I'm going.
Peter Luger, Luger.com. You can order their meats. You can order their knives. David,
Their
thanks.
sauce.
Their sauce. David, thanks so much for hopping on with us today.
Thanks, David.
You guys have a
Okay.
good night.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
David.
Take care.
Okay, let's go to commercial
Let's go to
break,
commercial.
and then we're going to be back with the owner, executive chef of Evo's Italian in Jupiter. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve O, restaurant critic on the Eat and Critique Show. When Renee and I find a great restaurant, we want to share it with our listeners. Let me tell you about Madison's New York Grill and Bar in Boca Raton. We made Madison's New York Grill and Bar one of our favorite restaurants right after we did our tasting. Madison serves both lunch and dinner, and if you need to impress a client or a friend, stop by Madison's for lunch, where they offer 10 items at $10 each. Try some of their lunch specials like grilled barbecue chicken breast, grilled salmon, rigatoni Bolognese with meat sauce, or, my favorite, their grilled chicken Caesars. Madison's is west of I-95 on Glades, next door to Jared Jewelers in Boca Raton. Renee and I received so many emails from listeners thanking us for turning them on to Madison's New York Grill and Bar. Try their crab cakes, or another one of my favorites, their baby back ribs, which fall off the bone. Save room for their mouth-watering key lime pie. Call them at 561-994-0808 to make reservations. That's 561-994-0808. Please tell them you heard about it on the Eat and Critique Show.
Hi, I'm Chris Levitt from the hit TV show $1 Million Listing Miami on Bravo, and I love listening to Steve-O and Renee on the Eat and Critique radio show.
Hi, this is Andrew McKinney, General Manager of Meisner Park in beautiful downtown Boca Raton. I love listening to the Steve-O and Renee Eat and Critique radio show.
And we're
And-
back.
We are so back.
We are?
That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yes. So you think he'll send me a case of sauce?
I think he's already forgotten your name. Renee and Steve, who?
Forget my name. I don't even think he knew my name.
Hey, did you hear how he perked up when Chef Eric told him about who his family was?
Yeah.
Wow.
We should have talked about that first.
You would have got a fruitcake.
Yes.
They
And-
did send us a fruitcake.
Okay, so let's talk about our next guest in studio.
Oh, loving this.
Because this is our third year doing the show. We're starting our third year doing the show. And it takes a lot to blow us away and amaze us. And our next guest did that Friday night.
Big time.
So let's welcome our next guest, live in studio, chef owner, Chef Eric Aversa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
So the name of this restaurant is Evo's Italian. Tell everybody where you're located. You're in Jupiter.
Yes, we're in Tequesta, which is pretty much the incorporated village of Jupiter. It's right on US 1, 150 North US Highway 1 in Tequesta, Florida.
And I have to say, it took us like an hour and a half to get there. It did. I mean, from the studio it was even because we were
You
in
mean
traffic.
from Coral Springs?
Well, from Coral Springs, an hour and a half. But I have to tell you, I would drive 3 hours to go
Thank
to your
you
restaurant.
very much. I appreciate
right?
that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm telling you, I mean, we have a lot of listeners in Jupiter and Stewart, but even if you're in Broward, we have so many listeners in Broward. This is one of these restaurants, these
That you
rare
have to
restaurants.
try.
Yeah.
And the freshest food ever. And I was concerned because actually when I looked at the menu online, there were no prices. So tell everybody why you don't list the prices online.
Right, and I get that a lot. One of the top phone calls we get is, can you send us a copy of your menu with the prices?
Yes.
The
Because that's
reason
always
why-
a scary thought.
Everybody just thinks that, yes, that it's just, over the top expensive and they can't afford it. That's not the case.
That's not the case.
The case is that we truly are farm to table. We do only buy all natural, all the way natural, and as much organic as possible. And to buy that quality and to try to locate it through local agricultural outlets around the area, it's very difficult, but it's very expensive.
And the prices change daily. That's why you can't put the prices on the
Literally,
menu.
Yes, literally, the commodity report will come out on Friday, and by Monday, everything's changed. So, yes, I have to stay on top of it just to keep everything in line to provide the quality that we give to our clients.
So there's another reason, too. Grandma and Mom are looking down.
Yes, they are. Both
And
of them.
how did they teach you how to cook?
That is what I did.
There was no stores or...
But you've been doing this since you were a little kid.
Since I was a child.
Yes.
Since I was very young, I was inspired by my grandmother, who was from Sicily, and my mother. My grandfather was Calabrese. Anybody out there that knows a lot about Italy. And I was raised pretty much by my grandparents, and they taught me at an early age. They lived off the land. Even when my grandparents made a life for themselves in New York, in America, they still lived like they were never beyond their means. So they still had a farm out back.
They grew their own
They
vegetables.
grew their own vegetables. They raised their own hogs, chicken coop,
In
fresh
Brooklyn?
eggs. This was in Long Island. They originally were in Flatbush and then Bay Ridge.
I knew there was hogs in Long Island. I knew that.
Yeah.
Because in Brooklyn, they'd be shot.
Yeah.
They wouldn't last long.
And then they started out coming over. They went to Brooklyn. Then they ended up in Oyster Bay, Long Island. That's where I was born and raised. But yes, we had a chicken coop. We had a barn. I was never told to name the animals. I wasn't allowed to become
Because
friends
they'd be
with
gone.
Yes,
They
my
weren't
grandmother
pets.
used to, in Italian, tell me I'd name him Peter Rabbit, and she'd say, "That's not Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit might be on your table tomorrow, so don't call him Peter Rabbit."
So you've kept the same philosophy after all these years.
I have, yes. I've kept true to my heart, my heritage, and truly just what I believe in. Since, like I said, since at an early age, I realized as time went on, I noticed how the USDA and all the governing bodies, FDA, a lot of preservatives. Everybody knows now about organic and all natural. So when you read a lot of these cans, you see preservatives and additives and antibiotics and steroids, and then you look at the cancer rates and all this stuff, and people don't want to admit it, but yeah, it's the food we've been eating for the last 20 years.
And the
25
taste is
years.
definitely different.
And it does. It masks.
It does.
It masks the natural flavor of the of the veal, of the beef, of the chicken, even the fresh seafood.
And you buy it from local purveyors, too.
Everything I buy is local.
And the fish gets delivered every day.
Every day, fresh fish is delivered. I have a few different that I go to, depending on who has available at that time. And just actually, like David was talking about from Peter Luger's, we pay a premium. And I also pay a premium because we're using mom and pop. And getting back to the economy, it also helps them. I mean, that's how we all stay alive. It's not big corporations. It's little guys like me.
You're right.
So I also want to keep them in business.
Did he just say little guys?
He's
like
not so
you?
little.
Restaurant was packed.
He's had a lot of celebrities at his restaurant, too.
God, a lot
Tell
of
some of the celebrities that have dined there.
We have quite a bit.
You can mention some names.
Raleigh Massimino.
Yes, he's
They
a
can
dear
throw out
friend
some
of
names
mine.
there, yeah.
Yeah,
Basketball
Rolly
coach.
wouldn't mind. Coach and I, he calls me his cousin. A lot of famous people: Brian Gumbel, Regis Philbin, a lot of the Baltimore Ravens, because I'm friends with the owner of the Ravens, so Ray Lewis, and Ozzie Newsome, John Harbaugh.
So
What about Steve-O and Renee? I heard
we were
they
there
dined
the other night.
Steve-O and
We were
Renee
listen, let
from
me tell you
Real
something.
Radio, Eat and Critique Show, from 1 to 2 Sunday afternoons.
Thank
Don't
you.
miss
I
it.
was
Love
giving
this
us a
guy.
promo here. Listen, I felt like I was in a fishbowl the other day.
I know.
They put us in the center of the restaurant, and I was wondering why everybody was looking at us. I figured maybe they just liked my outfit.
Yeah, no, they did.
There weren't a lot of blondes there. There weren't, I have to say. I thought it was my hair.
You know what? Before we could start their tasting, your staff
They were wonderful.
out of this world. They
Thank
were
you.
always right on.
And who was our server? She was such a sweetie pie.
Which one? We had like 4.
Yeah, they kept rotating out. I think they all
Yeah.
wanted to
But
all
they
get a
all-
piece of Renee.
But they were all so knowledgeable because a lot of your dishes aren't even on the menu.
No, they're not. We have a
Listen to
lot.
this.
Yeah.
A lot of the dishes aren't even on the menu.
So you actually have to go in there and ask what the specials are.
Yes, or what they would recommend that is
Yes.
not on the menu. Yes.
So describe your decor there.
My decor is
Different.
it's very different. The
Depends
way
what room you're in, right?
it depends on what room you're in, because we do have a lounge area with full liquor license bar. Then you transcend into the dining room, which I have. It's more contemporary meets traditional.
and
where
then you have a private room.
And then we have a private dining room, which is a little more modern meets contemporary. And I wanted to do that to separate. Not everybody agrees on the same decor, the same environment, the same vibe. So I provided 3 separate spaces within the one restaurant.
So you get to choose if you make reservations there?
Yes, you most of the time, I would say, if it's your first time there, you're not going to know this.
Right.
But the second time, you will say, "Can I have the back room? Could I be in the main dining room?"
I like the
Yes.
drive-up window. I love it.
That was great. Yeah. I run that too.
That's fun.
He throws the meatballs right at you.
Yeah, I just say, "Open
In
your
a
mouth."
paper bag.
Open your mouth.
You haven't heard this part yet.
No.
So let's get
Let's
started.
talk about the tasting. So
Oh,
we
this first one.
start out with the most unbelievable lobster bisque I've ever had, and it was unusual.
Yes.
So tell everybody about your lobster bisque.
Well, first, I'd like to say when we're going to start talking about food and the recipes, I will take I like to call it, it's a contemporary twist on traditional dishes. So I was taught by my grandmother, by my mother. Then I went in and I was taught by famous 4-star chefs, and all around just wanted to know the terminology, execution, and proper, the French background of cooking, expedition of the food, which is as important as actually buying it. So as far as the lobster bisque, you would think this is crazy, but it's actually called a cappuccino lobster bisque.
So there's
And-
espresso in there.
Yes.
Which I thought was going to be horrible. I have to tell you. When it came over to the table, I was a little nervous. And then I tasted it. And I was blown away. And Steve-O is...
I'm a connoisseur
He
of
is
lobster.
definitely a lobster
I am
bisque
as well as
connoisseur.
If you have lobster, I am having it. First of all, the big lumps.
Of the main lobster, yes.
There was
On,
chunks of lobster in there.
Yes.
You don't scourge at all.
No, not at all.
It was, I am saying this, and I have said this about other restaurants, but now this is topped. It's the best lobster bisque soup I've ever had in my entire
Yes,
life.
I agree.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Will we be, I got to say the same thing about the restaurant next week.
And then, they put down bread on the table, which is fresh. And they also put down Parmesan cheese, right? It was
Reggiano Parmesan, yes.
and olives,
And
which
yes.
tasted so fresh also.
And
Everything
Renee
was
loves
really...
olives.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love Parmesan cheese as well.
So now
Why
we,
isn't that lobster bisque on your menu, by
Yes.
the way?
Because it's actually a true lobster bisque. I order lobster bodies, or lobster parts, seafood, and we boil it into a stock, which takes almost about 8 hours, and then we break that down and turn it into our bisque.
last night she,
Listen, I'd pay a premium for that.
Yes.
There is a couple secrets that I do put in. One is if you're a vegetarian, you're not going to eat this lobster
No.
bisque. because I do use supersata, which is a dried Italian sausage with peppercorns.
He didn't
and
know I'm a
pork.
vegetaririan, did he? Listen, I eat anything.
Her doctor
said
and did
no
you say?
fish.
Wait a second. Did you say pork?
Yes.
Love pork.
See, I told you there was pork in there.
I braise sausage actually in the beginning of the
settle
stock.
down there, because you didn't even know. It was a piece of lobster in there from the claw. You said, "What is this?" I said, "It's lobster from
Whoa,
the
whoa, whoa.
claw."
What's a claw? What is a claw?
That's a New York claw.
Thank you. I'm going to move closer to Chef Eric.
He's
Settle
still
down
talking
over
to
there.
David.
No, Dallas man over there. Settle down.
Okay, so
And then what I would do is to execute it once it goes out, we top it with a freshly whipped creme fraiche, which is a light version of a whipped cream that is non-sweetened. And then I sprinkle it with Lavazza, imported Italian Lavazza espresso.
and mix it all up. That's
and
the
then
best way to
we
do it.
mix it all up.
It
yes.
really was to
yeah.
die for.
With chunks, obviously with chunks of.
It was
Yeah, and then we had.
So when you go,
You
it's
have
not
to
on
get
the menu.
that. You have to ask for
and
it.
last night you sold out of it.
And last night, that's why it's not on the menu. Last night I sold out by 8:30, and I had everybody yelling at me.
Okay.
Then the next dish we had was the zucchini flowers.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So tell everybody about the zucchini flowers.
Those are that I've been like that goes back to my heritage. That's a very traditional dish that I don't really like to mess with. So that is one of my family's recipes. Those are the zucchini flowers, which actually grow on the vine of the squash or zucchini. I make a filling of fresh whipped ricotta cheese.
Which I have to interrupt.
Yeah.
That regatta was the best regatta. I could have just sat there with a spoon like ice cream.
Thank you.
It was incredible. The best regatta I've ever tasted.
Thank you.
By far.
Thank you. We break that down in house. We take ricotta salata and actually break it down.
It was
turn
so
into
smooth.
Ricotta cheese, and then whip it with the.
I loved it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now this next one.
Then we had the meatball.
We had
and of
to
course,
taste your meatball.
yes.
I take a lot of pride
Because
in it. so I
everybody
really hope
says
you
they
like
have the best meatball.
I know they do.
Everybody.
There
I
are
know they do.
restaurants that have meatball in the name and say they have the best meatball. Anyway, I loved your meatball.
And
Was
the
there-
sauce.
okay, let me ask you something. Was there veal in the meatball?
It's all three.
Okay, I
It's
tasted
veal,
the
beef, and pork.
Loved it, and of course you had the regatta also, and I
Yes.
loved your sauce.
Thank you very
Because tell everybody why the sauce is unbelievable.
much. They are true DOP San Marzano tomatoes imported from southern Italy.
And it tastes that way.
And that's
There
how you
is
get
a
that.
major difference.
It
in the
ain't
taste.
sauce, it's gravy.
It
Ain't
is.
sauce, it's gravy.
Your meatball.
Love them.
Listen, if we hadn't had other dishes to
We
try,
finished the meatballs. What are you talking about?
I would have ordered
wait a
3
second.
more.
Back up. I took a half of one of the meatball,
Mm-hmm.
figuring I get one, you get one. There were 2 delivered to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And then I turned around. I said, "Where's my other half?" I had to only eat regatta with sauce. There was no meatball left.
You better check the wash tonight.
It's in your pocket. It's in your pocket. Those are the red stains on your pants. I thought you were bleeding. I thought you got cut shaving. I said, "Were you
This is
shaving
what
your
I gotta
legs?
put up with.
Were you shaving your legs?" Now I know. It was sauce.
I only saved the good stuff
You
for
put
later.
some of that in your pocket. That's crazy. Okay. Then we had the black grouper.
Not blackened, black grouper.
But so tell everybody the name of that, because I love the name, because I love clams.
Right. This was just, like I said, this is the contemporary end of my cooking. I just one day decided I wanted to go into my library of dishes and made actually started with a swordfish casino. And then Renee and Steve over there, I had hand cut black grouper, which was off the charts delicious. And
It just fell apart. I
Oh.
took my fork and just took a piece, and the whole thing fell apart.
Yes, and I really do it like you would have Clams Casino back in New
It
York.
tastes like
yeah,
that.
With
Yes,
the
it
peppers,
did.
with chopped peppers, the pancetta.
See how he's looking
shallots,
at me?
breadcrumbs.
See how he
Yes.
knows I know?
Okay, so listen.
Did you ever have Clams Casino in Dallas?
I had it in Fort Worth.
You had nothing in
Mike
Fort
Love.
Worth.
So listen, everybody's starved now.
Yes.
So Chef Eric has decided not to give away the usual $75 to $100
There's
gift
no gift certificate today?
Oh, we're going to keep it over.
I think we're going to keep it for ourselves.
Suckers. No.
No.
So we're going to give away a $150 gift certificate.
Which was so generous. Thank you
My
so
pleasure.
much.
No, my pleasure.
It does not include valet parking. Oh, there is no valet
There
parking.
is none.
Okay. Fifth caller,
Yes.
877-927-6969.
We're going to blow up now. You know that.
I got emails going, you need to say the number slower. Okay,
and
I'm
they
doing
say
it.
in that voice,
In
right?
that
That
voice.
horrible voice.
877
Horrible voice. I think my eardrums just cracked.
927 6969. Fifth caller wins a $150 gift certificate to Evos. But here's the guidelines. If you have won something in the last 30 days,
Yes.
please don't call.
Spread the wealth.
Second thing is,
Who says that?
if you're not listen, if you're not going to go in the next 90 days, we'll do other gift certificates.
And if you don't live nearby,
Well,
it's worth traveling there. Believe me, because I would drive. Listen, I've always said I will go any place for a fabulous restaurant. I'll drive hours, and this is the type of restaurant that you would drive hours to dine at. Okay, so let's talk about the veal
Wait a
chop.
minute, I want to say something.
What?
I got to say this about Evos.
I thought you were talking about me for a moment.
Okay.
When does it go back to me?
Do not listen.
It doesn't.
Do not leave this earth without trying Evos. It is
I
that
agree.
kind of an experience.
Okay, so now can we talk about the veal chop?
We
Because
may.
this whole concept of the veal chop blew me away. So you have to tell everybody the whole process behind this because this was unusual.
And that's why I wanted to do that. That's why I wanted to kind of. I do have a veal chop all the time on my menu, but this is a dish that I actually took with me from New York, and it's called veal chop valdostana. Veal chop valdostana is I use a grass-fed, all-natural Strauss veal, center cut only.
Bone in.
Bone in, yes, rib veal chop. And then what we do is we butterfly it, pound it out thin, spread it out, lay prosciutto di Parma, 24-month aged. Sorry, but I have to throw
That's
in
okay.
the actual. I put fresh buffalo mozzarella that I import from Campania, Italy.
I like the way he says mozzarella. Doesn't sound
chili-
like me. I say mozzarella.
I've got cousins that live down here that say mozzarella, so it just makes me go no. And then fresh cello spinach, rewrap it back up
On
then-
the bone.
on the bone, and then I flour egg battered almost like a franchise style, sear it in hot olive oil, and then oven roast it, and I finish with a trio of wild mushroom
Loved it.
Barolo wine demi-glace.
Was that the best of the night?
It was
aside.
tender.
Wait a second. Aside from the lobster bisque, that was my favorite of the
Was
night.
it really?
Yes.
No kidding.
Loved it.
It's delicious.
It
It's got
really
everything
was.
under one roof.
It really does.
'Cause this
I
was
loved
one
it.
of those
And I
kind-
was so full by that time because so much food had come out, and I was forcing myself to eat that because I didn't want to leave it behind. I loved it. Do we have a winner?
Oh my God, we could have had 30 winners.
I know. So who do we have?
We have Janelle.
Hey, Janelle, congratulations.
Oh my God, thank you guys so much. I'm so excited.
You'll be even more excited once you go there.
I can't imagine. I'm hearing all this food talk, and how do I get a Stephen Renee plate?
Oh, you still win an extra $1. It's now a $151 gift certificate.
We'll give her 4 quarters.
Oh my God, that's so wonderful. Awesome. Thank you so
Janelle,
much.
you're welcome so much. Tell us, what part of town do you live in?
I live in Royal Palm.
Ooh, perfect.
Ooh, Royal Palm.
Loxahatchee. Ooh.
Dallas. Woo.
No, I'm not saying woo for that. Sorry.
Okay. So let me tell you something. You are going to love your dining experience there. It is,
It's going to blow you away. It really is.
and you know what? Let them do the ordering for you. Seriously. Just say, you know what? You guys choose. Tell me which way you want to go. You cannot go wrong. Their menu is very extensive.
It is.
You
But there's a lot of description within each item.
Okay.
Why are you freezing over there? Anyway, enjoy the gift certificate. Hold on. We'll take your information. And thanks for
Okay,
calling in.
And I love your show. Thanks so much.
we
Thank
love
you.
Thank
Stay
you. We
on the
really
line.
appreciate it, Janelle.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's talk about the desserts.
Wait a minute.
What?
Are you feeling kind of gutsy right now?
No, I'm not. I want to talk about the desserts. I'm not feeling gutsy at all.
It's not. Let's put Deborah on the phone. Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi there. I really enjoy Sunday's show.
Oh, thank you.
Is this my cousin, Deborah?
I thought you was going to... It's your ex-wife. It could be.
Run.
I live in in Jupiter, and I
Oh.
absolutely have to go to Evo's.
You have to try this restaurant. Give everybody your address while Deborah's on. Give her your address.
It is at Evo Italian. It's located at 150 North US Highway 1, and that's in Tequesta, Florida, 33469. The phone number is 561-745-2444.
And I would recommend making reservations because this place is hopping.
Yes, I
It
would.
was crowded there.
Yes, and I have a lot of friends that we're having a potluck dinner at our condo, so I definitely
Spread the
want to
word.
word on.
Absolutely. You will love
Because
this
you know
restaurant.
we do not hype a restaurant unless we really love it or we get a big check in the mail.
I did not give them a big check.
Oh my goodness! But I enjoy the show. I
Thank you
listen
so
all the
much.
time.
We
Thank
love
you, Deborah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was thinking, is that my ex-wife calling?
I got scared for a second. It wouldn't have been good.
Okay, let's talk about the dessert.
Okay, so my favorite was that regatta cheesecake.
Yes.
Because I have had regatta cheesecake in so many different restaurants, and regatta cheesecake is usually very heavy.
Yes. Dense.
Yes. And in your restaurant, it was so light, and it had that lemon flavor, which is authentic.
Yes.
Because that's how Italians, well, when I was in New York, that's how I was raised with that authentic regatta cheesecake with the
Yes,
lemon.
and a lot of people don't know the difference, the distinction between New York style cheesecake and regatta Italian cheesecake.
There is a difference.
There is a big difference because one is made with cream cheese, and that is why that is more dense and creamier, and the other is made with strictly regatta cheese, and that's why it's a little bit more drier.
Right.
So I have a little secret behind how I get it to stay fluffy and light. One has to do with the quality of the regatta cheese that we talked about earlier on the show. And the other, I do fresh lemon zest.
Can I buy that regatta cheese?
Yes. Yes. We're going to send
tell
that. And we're going to
everybody-
send that in the case of the Peter
tell
Luger sauce.
I
right
love
into
that
the studio.
cheese. Listen, you have to drive out and get me some of that regatta cheese. I never want to eat any other regatta
Now
in my
you're
life.
spoiled Now. Now you topped it
Yes.
off with a creme brulee.
And that's another contemporary twist. What I did after we bake it off and we do it in actually a water bath. That's how I cook it to keep it moist inside, is to cook it in a water bath, which Steve-O actually knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's exactly how you would prepare a creme brulee in baking.
Why does Steve-O know and I
Because
don't
love
know?
creme brulee.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
I take baths.
And at the end, and
Since
he
when?
bathes in regatta cheese.
Listen, I see deodorant over there. I'm not quite sure.
I decided to throw a little twist on it, and what I did was I bruleed the top of the cheesecake. So we
It was
took a
so
wedge
good.
out, we put the sugar on top, I took a torch, and I caramelized the
Caramelized it.
sugar all over
It
and
was
made it dripping
excellent.
over the sides.
So good.
Loved it. Loved
yeah,
it.
so it really put a nice twist on it.
We had wasn't that a cannoli inside of the cannoli?
It
with
was
the fruit?
it was the homemade cannoli cream
The
with the
cannoli
berries
cream.
on top. Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, remember,
Did you
we're
get
so
wait a second?
full by
Did you
then.
get to taste it? Because I kept sticking my spoon in. You saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I ate
did.
that
She
all.
did, she
I
did,
loved
yeah.
it.
She
Well,
took
I
care
love
of it. You totally
cannolis.
took care of that.
You know my other back pocket? One's red and one's white.
No, you didn't get the cannoli because I ate it all. Settle down, man.
Okay, so we have a surprise for Chef Eric.
Well, first let's rate the restaurant.
That's a surprise too. Everybody's out there.
They
What are
have
they gonna
not
say?
told me yet, so
Okay,
I'm a
so
little nervous.
explain to Chef Eric. Well, if we didn't like it, you wouldn't be here.
Okay, thank you.
You'd be uninvited. So explain to Chef Eric our rating system.
Well, ours is not like 1 through 10, so
We don't do that.
We have a little bit different rating system. How do we rate Evo's Italian Restaurant in Jupiter?
Can't wait to come back.
Oh my God.
It was
Home run.
unbelievable.
And then we have another surprise. On our website, we have Steve-O and my favorite restaurants, our top 20 restaurants. And we're adding your restaurant to our top 20.
my
That's how
God.
much
Chef,
we love your
here's the
restaurant.
sad thing is, I mean, somebody's got to come off.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Look how sad he is.
Oh my
And,
God.
and it actually, so somebody, when they go to our website, it will link to your website.
And they just click on it, it'll go.
Right. It just goes.
Oh my
This was,
God.
It was so easy.
No,
Yeah.
thank you so
That
much.
was a no-brainer.
It's
We were very
incredible.
impressed.
Incredible. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
So, if you have questions for us, if you have restaurants you would like us to check out, go to our website at www.theeatandcritiqueshow.com. Write us. We love your emails. We actually get about 70 to 75 emails a month, people asking for our suggestions. Well, they're asking mine.
Really?
For my
They don't
suggestion.
want my suggestion.
I think mine are cheaper than yours, Renee.
Probably. Go to Evo's. That's my suggestion. Give everybody your phone number once again.
The phone number for Evo is 561-745-2444. And I just wanted to say that we are open Monday through Saturday. We're closed on Sunday for dinner service only from 4:30 until the last person leaves.
Do you have a happy hour?
We do. We have a happy hour from 4:30 to 7 at the bar.
And
in
the
our
bar
lounge.
area is beautiful.
Yeah,
it
thank
really
you.
is.
Yes.
And you actually have booths. Like you go up a couple of steps and there's booths over
Yes,
there.
I
It's really
elevated
nice.
the bar area
I love
and
it.
then put seating and
Do
banquettes.
you do any of your appetizers during happy hour?
We do full service at the bar, and pretty much everybody eats at the bar. Yeah.
And it was a little confusing actually going to the restaurant when we pulled up because the sign is there, but you don't see the actual restaurant.
Yeah, well, I'm set back off of US 1, so don't be fooled by that. I
So
kind
you
of
see
like
the
it.
sign and then you just go to the right of there and
Yeah,
there's the restaurant.
We asked somewhere, got a little lost, and he said, "Oh yeah, my friend owns the shopping center."
Oh, Evo, it's the best place.
Yeah, he did. He said, "Oh, Evo's."
That's a
is
great
one.
restaurant.
That is one. So listen, even if you live in Palm Beach County, if you live in Boca, if you live
If you live in Broward County, we drove.
if you live in the Keys,
If you live in New York,
you live in New York, right? But it is so well worth it. And this was one of the reasons why Renee and I started the show, because we would read online
fake reviews.
fake reviews, and we'd go.
Paid
We
for
love it. We love those,
paid
don't we?
Yeah.
for reviews, yes.
And
Yes.
we said, this is crazy. We drove miles and miles.
It ruined our whole entire weekend.
And that's one thing we will never do on this show is we will not send you somewhere miles and miles. Maybe somewhere miles, but not miles and miles and miles. When we send you someplace, and I think you can tell by our passion how much we love this place.
We did.
Love this place, that you should pack up the kids, the dogs and the cats, and
Pack up the kids.
yeah, don't you, isn't that,
Leave them home.
And party.
Exactly.
yeah, I don't see a kiddies menu here. Evo's. Anyway, you guys were packed. I mean, literally packed when we came out. We want to thank David Burson, one of the family members of Peter Luger's, for coming on with us today. And we also, whatever happened to Meat?
I don't know.
That is strange.
Yeah, maybe he got busy.
So
He's making pastrami.
tell everybody, yeah, right. Tell everybody who the show is brought to you by.
Today's show has been brought to you by our friends at Madison's New York Grill and Bar in Boca Raton, one of our top 20 restaurants and one of Steve-O and my favorites for lunch or dinner. Don't forget to make your dinner reservations at Madison's New York Grill and Bar in Boca Raton at 561-994-0808. That's 561-994-0808. And they're located just west of 95 on Glades Road, next door to Jarrett Jewelers.
Hey, without you, there is no us. Join us next Sunday at 1 p.m.
Our
for more
regular
restaurant
time,
talk.
yes.
Yeah. Peace and love, everyone.
We're out.
I guess that's so we don't have a plot, but at least I'm sure of all the things we got. Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I got
You've been listening to the Eat and Critique Show with local restaurant critics Steve-O and Renee. Tune in again next week for more restaurant reviews, fine dining gift certificate giveaways, and interviews as Steve-O and Renee search for the good, the bad, and the ugly in fine dining experiences. To contact Steve-O and Renee, go to their website at www.theeatandcritiqueshow.com or go to their Facebook page. Thanks again for tuning in to the Eat and Critique Show here on Real Radio 94.3.